Está comenzando, vamos a ver.
Listo.
Listo, ya.
Ok, pensemos. Good afternoon. Today we
Good
have me
afternoon.
in order to give answers posed in the activity. After seeing the documentary September 11, the new Pearl Harbor, my maximum Azuco. My name is Maria Claudia Perez. I live in Sinsen Sucre. I am 22 years old. And it is pleasure for me to be here. Nice to meet
Oh,
you.
okay, nice to meet you. I'm so happy to stay here recording this video with you. Um, my name is Fray Blanco and I live in Bolívar. I am 20 years old and I'm very, very happy and grateful for you to stay recording this video about the documentary for the activity. So, I don't know. We want to tell or we want to start talking about the attack, and after we will put our answer. We will read our answer because they are very long answers. So we want or we can't start reading our answers.
Okay. This video is one of the most comprehensive presentation I have ever seen. Question the official history of September 11 in many ways and posing logical and important questions that have never been answered by any official source. Already entering the debate with regard to the question. Question number one, could the US Air Force have prevented the attacks? And we could agree that as the police and intelligence agencies of the nation didn't uncover the plot. Airport security inspectors didn't find the kidnapper weapons. And but could military fighters have stopped or slowed the destruction of September 11? And by shooting down passenger planes, I submit that some of the nation's best now buildings lack prevention of the part of these agencies was aggravated by the efforts of the authorities on the morning of September 11. And number two, were the Twin Towers deliberately demolished by explosive? The official government report states that boring jet fuel, freight road service docks, and elevator shaft, extending the main to skyscraper areas for remove from impact site. And none of the members of the damage to scraper areas. For remove from impact sites, many of the members of the debate say that the U.S. government is the mastermind of this attack, with the goal of keeping the crude oil from the Middle East. And the total fall of the Twin Towers was due to the explosive placed um, by the United States government, since the main structure of the Twin Tower was in their heart and around the pyramid of the over pillars. The fires declared in tower after the impacts couldn't meet the steel. Some of the members of this debate spoke that the attack of the Twin Tower wasn't phased and that it really happened and that it wasn't a self-attack and that the supposed demolition of the buildings may be true, but more like a secret decision of the part of the government to avoid the great evil by collapsing vertically since the victims could have been much older. Number three, we some people forward about the attacks. Um, the event of September 11 reflect an operation that was anticipated and planned by intelligence agencies from the world it. It would seem that everyone was aware of that what would happen except the U.S. intelligence service. The circumstances of September 11 clearly reflect that security check dropped their work. People accused of hijacking planes were on FBA and suspect list, but the airlines were not informed. These people were traveling and buying tickets with the old name without the problem. And four, was the Pentagon really hit by an airplane? Official versions report that American Airlines Flight, which was to travel the route between those, Virginia and Los Angeles, California, was crashed by Al-Qaeda terrorists against the Pentagon on September 11. The plane carrying four people crashed into the building west um, case on September 11. There is theory that it was a missile that impacted the Pentagon, which is based on the following steps. Um, American Airlines flight was able to fly to the Pentagon for a minutes without being intercepted by the Pentagon anti-missile batteries. And at the attacks, we area under attack was undergoing reforms and therefore almost empty. A witness said that plane that crashed into the Pentagon looked more like cruise missile. What then fell off the Pentagon? A smaller plane, a missile. To continue.
Oh, I'm very awesome with your answer and with your investigation because I can notice that it was a very hard moment for the USA or for the people that in that moment. Oh, a lot of people that in that moment about or around 2,000 people dead in that incident, in that terrible terrorist act. And I'm very, and it's very incredible how the leader of the country can kill a lot of people. I don't know, maybe for a war or something like that. So now I want to continue, or before to continue, I want to say that I researched another information about this event, this tragic event in the USA. And my answer are according to the video documentary proposal on the guise of the activity. But I want to share in another blog. So now I'm going to read my answer because my answer is very strong, and I feel and I know that I can say all the word and all the information in my mind. So let me start. My first question is: Was the attack caused by the American government on purpose? So my answer is very clear. Why? The vice president inadvertent elevation about the open line between the Secret Service and the FSA create an even greater difficulty. Critics point out for another part of the official account. Upon learning that a plane had hit the World Trade Center, President Bush responded official and reported to the crash as a horrible accident, just that horrible accident. However, a secret complete statement, only apparently summary about, includes the point that by the time the Secret Service and the president would have known that the several airlines have been hijacked. So, how could the president Bush have assumed that the first crash into the World Trade Center was an accident? I imagine that he didn't know about the accident, but my question is, or the question everybody is how the president knew that act or knew that accident, that even will be an accident. Yeah, that's my big question. Giving voice to the disturbing question raised by the history, Thompson asked, are Bush in his A pudding or a Charlie to pretend he doesn't know that a national emergency is? So why he know about that? So, in any case, the president was then respondingly updated on the situation via telephone by the National Security Advisor, Condoleezza Rice, who would presumably have made sure that he knew not only about all the hurricanes, but also that the director of the CEA, George Tenet, had already concluded that the hurricanes were orchestrated by Osama bin Laden to carry out terrorist attack in the USA. But the president reportedly told the school principal that a commercial plane had hit the World Trade Center and we're going to go ahead, do the reading thing anyway. So the president just ignored or didn't see the big problem that was happening in that moment. He just continued with the activity that he was making that moment, no? Clarifying the incredible if the hurricanes were an anticipated occurrence as claimed, with one of the hijacked airplanes having already completed its terrorist mission. The country was suffering the worst terrorist attack of its history in that moment. And yet the commander in chief, rather than making sure that his military was prepared to shoot down all hijacked planes, stick to his plane in shadow. Yeah, the official or the principal major in that moment just was prevent the security of the president, but not about the people that maybe was in preventive, maybe was in I don't know, throw a dangerous moment in that moment. He just was thinking about the president or about the schedule or activity of the president. Yeah. The strangeness of his behavior is brought out well in a summary of a situation by Wood and Thompson. Yeah, the conversation is the next. At approximately 8:48 a.m., the first picture of the burning World Trade Center was broadcast on live television. By that time, the Federal Aviation Administration (FAA), the Aerospace Defense Command (NORAD), the National Military Command Center, the Pentagon, the White House, the Secret Service, and Canada's Strategic Command all they knew that three commercial airplanes have been hacked in the USA. So they knew that one plane had been flown deliberately into the World Trade Center North Tower. A second plane was widely off course and also hitting Tower Manhattan. So White at 9:03 a.m., 50 minutes after, it was clear the United States was under terrorist attack. How they knew that out? Yeah, I guess that they didn't know about the ads. Yeah, everybody get that. But really, 50 minutes after the ad, all agency of security in the United States knew about this act will happen or what happened. So Bush behavior is made even more astonishing by the fact that his Secret Service would have had to assume that he was one of the intended targets. Indeed, one Secret Service agent seeing the television coverage of the crash of the second airliner into the World Trade Center reportedly said, "We're out of three." Yeah, it was simply like that. But if one of the agents actually said this, he was, sorry, he was obviously overruled. At the same time, by contrast, Shelley and Wright were reportedly being rushed by bunker under the White House. Yeah, can you imagine that bunker under the White House? And yet, for some reason, Secret Service IM didn't host the boot away. Comment the glove and made, why doesn't this happen to Bush at the same time? And Thompson asked, why doesn't the Secret Service move Bush away from his known location? Yeah, the reason for pressing this question is that, as Wu and Thompson point out, hijacker could have crashed a plane into the Bush publishing location, and his security would have been completely helpless to stop it. Yeah, it's so incredible how the attack occurred or happened in the United States because all the agencies knew about this act. So my second question is, could the attack have been prevented? Yeah, and I believe that the attack could be prevented. Yeah, why? Because the division between the two agencies and personal rivalities allow the attack to take place in that moment. Yeah, if the CEA have cooperated with the FBI by sharing information, something like that, especially about the fact that Al Qaeda was present in the USA 19 months before the attack took place. Uh, I am convinced that the FBA could have stopped the attack, but they didn't cooperate each other. The two agencies, both the FB8 and C8 work professionally and very hard to stop Al Qaeda, but they have different missions. Yeah, they operate in a different situation. For example, the CEH mission is to gather information to try to anticipate what is going to happen in the country. And the mission of the FB8 is to arrest, suspect, or guilty person and bring them to justice. Yeah, the two are very different and very difficult to understand each other. So I get that this fact made difficult or made that the attack to play in the United States in that moment. Yeah, the CEA sometimes opposed this because sometimes during trial, certain information comes to light that they would prefer to be secret. Yeah, keep that information in secret. It is obviously institutional different. Yeah, I can understand that. In 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 2001, this posed a huge problem in the cooperation between the two agencies. Now they have been recognized, but now can you imagine that after the attack, they recognize the fact, and after the attack, the National Anti-Terrorist Center was created. But after, therefore, cooperation have improved not only between USA agency, but between USA agency and the other intelligence services around the world. But tragically, the attack of the 9/11 have to happen for that to happen. Yeah, and I believe if two agencies were working together, maybe the attack could be stopped or prevented. No, but these two agencies were working by its side, in a different situation, in a different mission. It was very hard. It was very hard for them because they didn't working together. It is so important when you try or when you are saving the security of the country. It was a very lamentable and very uh, um, and a very strange and weird fact. But now we can do anything about it. Now, my other question is about Obama. And is, was Osama bin Laden really captured and killed? Yeah, I believe um, personality, I think that Obama bin Laden was killing the USA. So for that reason, I want to tell my answer. So is this the notion that the operation that killed Obama bin Laden was anything but a unilateral USA mission is patently false, said White House spokesperson Ned Price, adding that the piece were really with the inaccurate and baseless accessories. Yeah, that was the White House said. So, at the heart of the Hertz article, it was an article that I find, and I referring to say this. At the heart of the Hertz article is an allegation that a study in 2006, Bin Laden was under Pakistani control, killed in Abbottabad with the financial assistance of Saudi Arabia. Yeah, it was amazing. He was captured. Her said high-level Pakistani official considered to allow the USA to conduct its raid on the compound at the fact, as he mentioned, after the USA found out about bin Laden's whereabouts through the sources in Pakistani intelligence and not as deported after interrogation of Al Qaeda by the United States agency, detainees and extensive investigation into the bin Laden codex. Uh, a deal was have a deal was the stroke that include allowing the USA to set up detailed surveillance of the area, obtaining DNA evidence confirming Bin Laden identified, and even providing a Pakistani agent to help guide the operation, right? uh, in exchange for continued USA financial support. Yeah, it was an interesting thing about two countries, the death of the Bin Laden, of the National Intelligence Service and its leader. Yeah, it's very hard to believe that that two country decide, or one country decide for the life of a leader by their maybe influence or something like that. Uh, Another part that I have in this answer is as a part of an agreement, according to her article, the document the USA would hold off announcing Bin Laden death for a week. Yeah, for a week before, and then only say that he was killed in a drone strike in Afghanistan. Mr. Obama's double crossed the Pakistan, however, after one of the USA helicopter crashed during the operation, and the White House felt they could not contain the history like it was really. Instead, Mr. Obama spoke to the nation that night, announcing that USA Navy Special Force had conducted a daring attack based on months of secret intelligence gathering without the knowledge of the Pakistanis, including in a firefight in which Bin Laden and other military were killed. So the president Obama said, Obama Bin Laden was killed in a combat, yeah, in a war, in a fight, fight, yeah. That he said. In the following day, further detail, sometime conflicting later disabled leaked out from the White House. Agency USA special for the command and defense officials. Maybe they're living in a vast scheduled world of complex and diabolical competencies that it was, I think, yeah, excused brilliantly by international network of government mastermind. Feature writers, and maybe heard his handful of anonymous former senior officials really are alone in jinxing that word and is terrified, it's terrified secrets. Or maybe there is a simpler explanation. Meanwhile, I want to finish with this. Meanwhile, conservative commentators in the USA who have long sheriff of some of her accusation about USA action during the Bush administration. Celebrate the criticisms why nothing what they saw as the key motivation factor. So I finish with this. Uh, um, um, in classmate, it's so difficult, it's so hard. How in the country it can happen this kind of attack. This for me is not just attack, for me is a tragedy. Why? Because many people that in that year, in that moment, it is so difficult to believe because the people imagine, I don't know, the age of the family of the victim, is for me is so hard. But now I think that the USA are very more prepared or are already prepared to try to stop that kind of attack from the other country. Yeah. But I believe that in a good way to prevent that attack, maybe uh, I don't know, could be prevented if the two agency or the other agency, um, two agency, I don't know, were working together, to try to stop that attack. And I don't know, that's what I think. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say about that. Or I don't know what to say else. And you, I don't know, what do you want to say now?
Okay, thank you, Frey. I believe you I believe if all U.S. security agencies have discovered this plot, the attacks would have been hijackers would have been found. Um, the other thing, after was Osama bin Laden really captured and killed. After the September 11 attacks, Osama bin Laden became the most wanted man in the world. Es un, es un 15 um, million dollars was offered for information that could lead to this capture of it. Um, on May on May, a strong Navy elite command attacked the residence in which Bin Laden was hiding outside in Islamabad, Pakistan. On May 2, President Barack Obama publicly reported that a small special operations team had killed Bin Laden. Bin Laden's death in Pakistan during the U.S. military operation has been harshly contested from the outset. Although in a statement attributed to the Al Qaeda network that was released on the internet, confirmed the death of Osama bin Laden. Numerous media and personalities world they have expressed doubts about the deed of the U.S. China and terrorists. Many maintains that the entire operation and subsequent killing of the leader of the Al Qaeda, which culminated in the throw of this body into the sea, is like. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
And another thing, very important, we have to keep in mind is the fact that the president, for me, the president was involved in this fact. You know why? Because I can explain me how the president and his team knew about this act. knew about this terrorist act, about this attack, and imagine thing, imagine an important thing. The president was in an activity with an school kids, with a kinder, something like that, about a project about reading, something like that, and the president continued with that activity. Yeah, for me, what the president, I don't know, maybe should be in that moment, something like stop the activity, and try to control everything. Yeah, about I don't know, about to try to stop the terrorist event, because the president is encoded and is the principal, I don't know, principal for the principal in the country. So he decided continue, and listen this, when the third aid plane attacked to the tower, to the train the tower. His response was, it was a terrible accident. Yeah, how a president can answer that? It isn't. It isn't a terrible accident. It was a terrorist attack. That is different. That is different. Yeah, and another incredible thing that all the time, while I was reading a document, when I was listening and watching the video, the documentary, that I can explain myself to, is the fact that the FB, sorry, the FB8 and the CE8 came, or didn't work together. Yeah, both agency, I guess that maybe didn't do its responsibilities very well. Yeah, because both agency, I guess that have to work together. Yeah, the CEA said, oh, I have, for example, I am the CEA. Yeah, and I said, I can collaborate with you. I can work together with you because I have secret information, and my capacity or my ability is not to prevent my ability or my capacity of my agency is arrest people or prison people, so that I can do anything for you. I'd rather work by myself, for example. And the FBA say the same. Yeah, the FBA said, "Oh, I'm working alone. I can working together because I have my own mission." So that thing, I thought that intervene, and make possible the attack. Sorry, made possible the attack in the United States. And concluding, I believe that in a country, in a potential country like the United States, all agencies and all security personnel have to, I don't know, maybe try or exchange information at the same time, at the real time, when something strange is happening in the country, for what? To try to prevent at like this. Yeah. So I guess that the this agency, after this attack, create a office, organization, to work together to try to prevent this kind of attack in the country. Yeah. Another thing is more important, is that the peace is better, sorry, is better the peace in a country than the war. Yeah, the war is very holy, and for me, what the country has to do, the country have, I don't know, make a good relationship with the other country, and try to prevent this kind of attack, because these attacks, the attacks don't maybe don't kill doesn't kill the president or the leader of the country. The attack kill a lot of people, 1,000 people, innocent people. It's very um, it's very complicated. It's very complicated. It's very difficult to try to start this kind of attack. And I understand too, and I know that this attack all the time is maybe because one country want to make force or be strong or applicate force in other country. I don't know, maybe for influencing government or other things like that. Oh, that's what I think. I don't know what to say more. And I don't know what do you think. I believe that is all for today in our meeting, in our interview. Thank you so much for hearing me. And teacher, um, and I hope that you can stay or feel very happy with us for our jobs. I want to tell you that we work very hard to try to give a body, to give context of this program, this activity.
I very much agree with you. Thank you very much for being here and sharing your answer. And nice to see you.
Okay, it's nice to see you too. And I believe that the meeting is over. It's time to finish. Thank you so much.